Guys, what is going on? It is time for March Paintball news. We're coming at you right at the end of the month, just in time for the NXL event coming up here with some updates, some product, some NXL, all kinds of stuff. Thank you guys for coming. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment if you want to buy anything from Punishers. Check out the link in the description, and we will catch you after the intro. I feel like we gotta make like a news something kind of feed, like typewriter sounds or some shit.
I agree.
When we do this segment. But guys, we're happy to be back to give you some updates on paintball as we get into the new 2025 season. Joel, how we doing?
Good, good. Not as much news this month as there was last month. Last month was like crazy. There's
dense.
So much going on. It was really dense. This month, not as much. Obviously NXL Tampa happened at the beginning of the month, and that was...
I would like to. I didn't get to go, but I heard and saw reports from when we came back of how you guys did with us as Punishers. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Super good event for my guys down there. Really happy that went well.
Yeah. Had a great time. Great time.
So silver
Amazing
sponsor
weather.
life is good.
Yes, silver sponsor life is good so far. But yeah, guys, it was a great event. Weather was beautiful. It was right outside Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, so only a couple miles from the airport. Flew in Friday. Cody and Pop Mark had drove in earlier in the week. We do have a vlog releasing, tried to get as much content, but unfortunately I totally forgot about hitting you up about it, and whatever the case may be. There will be more vlog material for the Atlantic City moving forward, Columbus event, or Cincinnati event, and all that good jazz. But it was a great time, and there was some mix-ups when it comes to playing. News-wise, when it comes to products, I don't think that there was anything there that happened at the event. But we had a great time. It was a great time.
I wish I could have
bigger
gone.
booth.
I really wish I would have been there, but
yeah,
such is life. I'll try to be at the other ones.
You will be at the next ones. I'm telling you right now. Hey, Doug.
Hey,
just so you know,
you're busy. Oh man. So Joel, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about Ninja, and everyone's asking me, Doug, what happened to Ninja? I'm like, dog, I haven't been here. Joel has not talked to me about it. I know nothing, but I do know that we have a subscriber video about it. So
we do have a subscriber video about it, so I don't want to leak everything out there, but yeah, so basically we kind of got word about it through the grapevine, and there's been a lot of conversation within the community about the industry, I should say, on the backside of things about what's going to happen. But Ninja, unfortunately, is going to be going out of business after being in business for a very long period of time.
Damn shame.
It is. I mean, we really loved their regulators. And, their SL2 bottle at one point was the flagship.
That was dominant. I still use one.
Yeah. So, and now there's been other bottles that have come across that are lighter, smaller, all that good jazz. So, but needless to say, guys, it is unfortunate, but Ninja is out of business. We will not be supporting we will try to support their products as best we can with what parts we have left.
That's to say, as long as that will... As long as we can. We got you as much as we can. Yep.
So we'll see what happens. So if you guys are interested in kind of hearing more about me elaborating on everything that I do know, check out that paid subscription. And let's talk about the paid subscription real quick. We are going to have a separate video on that outlining all the perks, but basically we decided to do this, and the main reason we decided to do this is we're going to be reinvesting all the profits for probably the first 3 to 6 months back into the channel, so that one, we can get better equipment, two, we got some really cool ideas that we want to potentially offer to you guys, like documentary style stuff, and but it costs a lot of money to be traveling, and unfortunately there's just not enough there to pay Doug full time to be able to do that stuff. So the concept, guys, is basically the more people that subscribe, the better the channel gets. And stay tuned, because like I said, we're going to be outlining a video that gives you all the different perks.
Gives you everything. We'll get to that more in a different thing.
Yep. So let's go back to Tampa real quick. Paintball Fit wins. Beats Dynasty.
And Dynasty still looked good too, because I know they were like, oh God, Marcelo's leaving. They still looked good.
Marcelo, Archie.
Right.
I mean, there was more than one, right? There was multiple.
There was a lot of people that left, but it was, man, I did watch the finals with Mafia. We had practice that weekend, and then we sat down for lunch afterward, and we got to watch the finals. It was great. I mean, I'll be honest with Fit with them. Like I was not a hater, but more of like I'm never with like the with the grain. Everything that's like popular, I tend to kind of hate on it. But I can't say shit. Plus, I've also been down there, played at Fit, met a bunch of the guys. Like they're super cool. It's really just a grind mentality, and that's you'll see. There's pictures of me wearing the Hydra Fit baseball jersey. Literally just says mentality for the last name. It's They're proven. They're proving something with that.
They are, and I think the mentality thing is work hard and the results will come. And I was listening to Trent Mason on Play the Game podcast, and that's basically what he said. It's not arrogance and it's not cockiness or being overly cocky, but it is having confidence in yourself that, hey, I've put in this hard work. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna try and dominate on everyone that's in front of me. So kudos to those guys. I honestly, I was surprised. I won't lie. I was surprised.
I kind of thought Cup was a one-hit wonder.
Dude, they did it in dominant fashion too.
Convincingly.
I don't think they lost a match the entire weekend. Went down early to Dynasty, came back. They also changed the format for the finals.
Yeah, they did.
Correct.
That fucked us up a little bit. So it's 10-minute halves? Yeah. It's 2 10-minute halves.
I believe it's 7-minute halves with I think it's an 8-minute or 12-minute, something like that, intervention in between. Correct me if I'm wrong there. What was cool is that they kind of had like a halftime show.
Yeah, I heard about that. We didn't pay attention to it when we were eating.
Okay.
What was it?
Well, just kind of like any halftime show. And I think not so much what it was, but the fact that they're doing it to try and replicate like what the NFL does, right? Obviously not baseball, but like hockey. Pretty much everybody has some sort of
entertainment in between.
Correct, and like an intervention somewhere in the middle of
intermission
for hockey. I didn't mean to say intervention because it's halftime for football, but I think that's a cool thing that they're trying to do, and it makes sense from an entertainment perspective because if you watched our news last month, Paintball, Tom Cole would not disclose what it is, but there is multiple potential as far as what is potentially going to happen as far as is it going to go to streaming service, is it going on ESPN, but what he did say was that there is multiple things in the works and they're trying to decide which one it is.
Right.
So that's good news for us as paintball players to go, hey, there's multiple things going on here, and they're trying to decide what's the best path forward. So that's pretty awesome.
Get some outside money in the industry.
Hopefully they make a better decision than they did with the names. So anyways, guys, so Paintball Fit wins. They changed the format. I like the format.
I do too. I fuck with it.
Okay. The other thing is TPP Crew. Shout out to our boys, our Santiago brothers down in Puerto Rico. I believe it's Puerto Rico.
It is.
They won in semi-pro. Obviously, got to show them love. They did an amazing job over the weekend, and unfortunately, the Crew boys weren't able to bring it home. But shout out to both those teams because Crew went 4-0 in the prelims and then lost a grinder heartbreaker to Shut Up We're Trying.
That's
great
the thing.
Team. Great team.
With paintball, with Sunday paintball, it the concept of any given Sunday, it's any given team. Like you've done the work, you've done everything you can. It's just like, was that lane there or was it not? It's so many little things adding up. It doesn't always break down strictly to skill.
Crew went up 2-0 early on those guys, and they did a good job of reeling it back in. And then it was a tie match, I think 3-3, and then Shut Up We're Trying had like scored with like 10 seconds on the clock or something like that.
That's literally
it's a heartbreaker.
Like,
But as we know, Cole Noah proved that it can be done. Last year he proved that it can be done. So, anyways, shout out to TPP Crew, and that's one of the things that we'd actually like to do is we'd like to fly out there and see what that field's all about and everything else like that. So we get enough subscriptions.
Keep subscribing. We'll get the coverage.
We will definitely get the coverage. So, and then last but not least, one of our local teams, Immortal Effect, out of Paintball, Indiana, won in D2, which was really cool to see. They're basically a team of guys that have played really high-level paintball that kind of merged. They're all from that area. You had people like well, his nickname is Fish. I think his real name is Andrew Johnson. I don't want to say. But at some point, he played with the TMG camp, if I'm correct. Hopefully that's correct. Leave in the comments if I'm wrong. But he played very high-level paintball. And they, at some point, a lot of these guys were out of the Asylum camp. And you've got, like, Adler Dotson on that team and a bunch of really good players. And they won the first event, once again, convincingly. And it's awesome. I mean, it's really cool to see, and we'd like to go out there and see what that's all about. But shout out to, our local guys winning in D2. There was a lot of that, of teams, and they announced it on Major League MLPB Plus or whatever.
Yeah. About
the amount of teams that had never played a tournament together but were in the finals. I think there was multiple teams like that.
We're looking at a shift in how people are building teams or something. I'm not sure.
I think it's just the fact that there's like teams that are dissolving, and all these more serious guys are going to other programs.
They're finding each other.
Yeah, they're finding each other. Yeah, I think is what's going on. So
that's a great thing to point out.
All right, and I think that's it, guys. There's really not that much. When it comes to the scenario side of things, we've got some events coming up. Super Game. Sherwood Forest is happening in May, and then Monster Game, which is going to be local to us, and there's actually another one here in Ohio. Obviously, I'm sorry for all those guys that are watching that are from out of state. They don't really care, but that's what's going on locally when it comes to the Midwest region as far as events that are coming up. So
I'm curious, guys. Leave in the comments how much you liked or cared about getting us actually there doing videos, doing vlog content from the scenario games. I'm curious if you guys enjoy that content on the channel or not. So let me know through that.
It's a good question. It's a good question. Products. We've got the DSR Pro here, guys. We've got this beautiful color splash, and they really killed it with all the different colors there. We've done some comparison videos, efficiency, brittle paint, all that good jazz. Those are just really nice guns for the price point.
I really like the trigger on this.
Yep. Got the Razor R5, got a few different colors of those in stock here at Punishers, and those have been popular. And, Twister dropped theirs, and those are going for an insane amount of money.
They always do.
So stay tuned. We might eventually try and get some of those, but
it's a lot of extra money to have to use Q-tips to clean the side of the gun.
Next up, EMF 200 should be coming soon. I know that we announced that last month, but for those guys that are playing on the scenario side of things, those should be coming soon. So stay tuned for those. And then the carbon drive loader, or however, DRV.
Yeah.
They were using that quite a bit.
Really?
In Tampa.
Okay.
Quite a few guys using those. So hopefully...
Was it whole teams or just like handfuls of dudes?
I think it was just handfuls of dudes, but I think some of the guys that play paintball but they work for Carbon, I think those teams were mostly using. And I know the KC All-Star guys like Todd, Boyer, and those guys have been using them and testing them out. I think functionality-wise, they're going to be amazing. It's going to come at a higher price tag, but it is going to be a full package thing, just like you do with the Zero Pro mask,
sure.
Right? You're paying a lot of money, but you're getting multiple lenses, you're getting a case, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about guns real quick.
Okay, what you got?
I think that there's going to be some gun releases this year. That's all I'm going to say. All right?
I'm with him on that. I second that speculation.
We speculate that there is a couple gun releases happening.
Speculate.
So stay tuned for that when that happens. And then last but not least, one thing that we can't say for sure is that MacDev is going to be coming out with a new Cyborg. Stay tuned. As soon as we know more details there as far as production and everything else like that, MacDev's been open about it.
Yep.
But it is going to be very limited. I think they're limiting it to 250.
Wow.
We're going to have the largest allotment of anybody when it comes to Cyborgs.
I have never gotten to touch one of those from the first time.
Oh, really?
I always wanted to.
The Cyborg 6 was actually one of my favorite guns of all time. I actually thought about shooting one this year.
Really?
Yeah. It shoots really, really good. Well, it's a bigger gun, but it feels good in the hand.
Because it's a stack tube, right?
Correct.
There's not been a competitor for the
everyone
LV
complains.
and the Eagles.
Everyone complains about the LV2 being a big gun.
Right.
The Cyborg was a big gun. So I'll be really curious, and maybe we do a separate video on this, but I'll be curious to see what they do with the Cyborg.
Yeah.
because the Cyborg 6 shot amazing and was efficient, was reliable, relatively easy to work on. And
why did it not succeed or last longer?
It did. I mean, back when MacDev had a little bit more market share, it was one of the more popular platform guns. And I just think that, you know, it's just older, right? It's like how many Geo3s do you see in circulation?
Okay.
It's hard to see them because, you know, a lot of them, they got used and they eventually got to a point where they're unusable, or you get a collector, it's like holding on to it. And so
because I just know at some point, like before I was really working in the industry, MacDev fell off because it was like their solenoids are falling apart, the guns just weren't.
Yeah,
really good
no, I mean, the Cyborg 6 was not that way.
Okay.
Was not that way. I mean, you had to use a SLP regulator with it.
Okay, I remember that.
Or a lower pressure regulator with it. But for the most part, very reliable marker, and, you know, shot amazing. And felt great in the hands.
I'm
So
anxiously awaiting getting to touch the new one then.
yeah, I am
Very
too.
much
I really am. And I actually had a customer in the store last week that was like, yeah, sign me up. He's like, I'd buy one right now. So, and I know there's going to be plenty of those people.
I'm not asking permission. I'm just going to say this. If any of you out there have a working previous version, so it was the Cyborg C6, it was the previous one.
Cyborg 6, yeah.
Talk to us about sending that in so we can do a video and really like getting into the two of them, see what's new in what, 10 plus years since the last one.
That's a good point, Doug.
So
That's
if you
great.
have one, guys, let us know and we will get in touch with you.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. All right, guys. So there you have it. Plenty, or I don't know if it was plenty of paintball news, but
You got enough.
we went in depth. All right, that's what it boils down to. We went in depth. So
Guys, the video's over. Wipe, get out of the bathroom. Your wife is probably mad at you at this point. So.
thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys here shortly in April, seeing as though this video is dropping at the end of the month. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys soon.